Who's ready to get a little bit better? If so, comment yes right now in the comments. Woo! Okay, so kind of pumped about this video because last week we talked about what's the big deal about a mastermind? What's a mastermind all about? Like what is that all about? And so I gave you a few points on that. And this week I thought I'd get a little bit more practical for you and really answer that, like, why should I join a mastermind? Like last week I tried to define what it is. This week I want to give you the why of, like, why should you consider? Because I know where you're at. Like, you're busy. Some of you're like, I feel like I tried it all and it didn't work, or they didn't deliver the way they said it would. And I've tried coaching and I've tried courses. And listen, like, why should I even add or even consider adding another thing on my list? And so I'd like to answer that question for you. Why a mastermind? Why should you join a mastermind? I don't know. I mean, if you really truly want sustainable, lasting transformation in every area of your life, then you might just want to consider joining a mastermind, because that is what can happen in a mastermind. Now, as I say that, let me just say this. All masterminds are not created equal, okay? There's a lot of masterminds out there, and people would be throwing that term around a whole lot, which is why I defined it last week for you. If you didn't miss that, go back and get that video last week. But some people, they call a mastermind like, hey, we got 100 people in a Facebook group, and then we do like a Zoom call once a month. And like, well, yeah, no, there's no conversation. There's just the person on the Zoom talking to you and you're listening. But like, there's a Facebook community, and so it's a mastermind. Like, that is a type of mastermind, meeting infrequently with little to no connection personally. My personal belief is you can get content out the wazoo for free anywhere, but what you really need is relationship and accountability and integration into your life. And so my version of a mastermind, so when I say you can get deep, sustainable, lasting change in every area of your life, that's because the kind of masterminds I run, they are small groups. They are 5 to 8 people. There's a trained coach leading the mastermind. You will be in a group where you are known, seen, heard, and valued, where you are celebrated and challenged to give your greatness to the world. And you will meet, not occasionally, not sporadically, but consistently every single week. So the 2 secret sauce components for me are relationship. You have to be known. You have to be in relationship to be held accountable. And then the other side is consistency every single week. So when you get in that kind of a group, woo, like, it's going to change your life, just like it did for me. Like, I've been doing this for 5 years when I first started in a mastermind. And I've been leading them for almost 4 years. My first group mastermind that I started, like, these guys are coming up on 4 years. Some of them have been in a mastermind that entire time. And so when I tell you what I'm getting ready to share with you, if you get in that kind of a mastermind, you can count on that sustainable transformation. Now, to define that a little bit more for you, I thought I'd go ahead and share with you, I guess, my 5 framework. The 5 framework. This is basically, when I step back, I didn't have this when I started. Like, some of this stuff just be happening by accident because you put yourself in an environment consistently over time. But when I step back after years and years and hundreds of masterminds that I've led, I was able to observe what actually happens. And it's not a sequential process. It's not like 5 phases of this and that. What it came down to was 5 decisions. 5 decisions that, when made consistently over time, bring radical, lasting transformation in every area of your life. And so that's what I call the 5 framework. Didn't make it up. It's not a mystery. It's not mysterious. But if you make these 5 decisions consistently over time, the same way I've seen countless other mastermind clients and friends make, you will experience transformation. So 5 decisions. You ready? Number 1. Now, this is the only one that this has to go first, because if you miss the first one, you're not going to get transformation. It'll be fleeting. It won't last if you ever do get it, but like, you got to make this first decision first. Decision number 1, I take full responsibility for my life. You might say, take back my power, and I take full responsibility for my life. If you begin to make that decision consistently, your life will never, ever be the same. And getting in a mastermind every single week where you're held accountable and pushed and challenged, like, you're going to begin to make that decision consistently over time. You shift from a a fixed mindset, a victim mentality, into that powerful position of I'm going to be a growth-minded person and I'm going to take full responsibility for my life. Number one, I take full responsibility for my life. Number two, I obsess about my growth. When you get into Mastermind, you're going to make that decision not once, not twice, not for a 7-day challenge, not for a 30-day fix, but for a lifetime. And when you begin to say every single friggin' day, I will obsess about my growth. I will read the books. I will listen to the podcast. I will put myself around the right people. I will grow. I will become the best version of myself. Woo! Oh man, I'm getting loud on this video, but I don't care because I get excited about this because I've seen the lights turn on when people make a decision to grow. Listen, I experienced it myself firsthand, and I was reading through a journal. I'm approaching a birthday, and I was reading through a journal from 5 years ago. And literally, this was when I joined a mastermind. And these were the decisions. These decisions that I'm talking about, these are the exact decisions I made myself, and these are the exact decisions I've led countless other people through in my own masterminds to make those decisions. So obsess about your growth. Number three, I pursue proximity and invite accountability. When you decide to say, I will pursue proximity and invite accountability, your whole life will begin to change. And so getting in a mastermind is obviously pursuing proximity and invite accountability, but it doesn't stop with the masterminds. It is a lifestyle of saying, I will continuously level up my peer group because my life will be, your life will be the direct reflection of the expectation of your peer group. And so it's a lifestyle to say, I'm going to make a decision consistently to pursue accountability and invite accountability, or pursue proximity and invite accountability. I was going on to the next point. Number four, decision. Number four, I will master my state. I will master my state. If you know how to make your move, you ought to do it right now. Make your move. Woo! Okay. Like, state is a powerful force in your life. What you do with your mind, what you do with your body, and what you do with the words coming out of your mind. What you do with your mind, what you do with your body, and what you do with the words, the language coming out of your mouth will determine the state you're in, and whatever state you're in will determine the meaning that you give to any and every circumstance in your life. So you think maybe if you make a decision to consistently say, I will master my state, that might shift a lot of the experience of your life. It might bring sustainable change and transformation in your life if you make that decision. Again, we're not talking about going to an immersive experience and making it for a weekend. We're talking about a lifestyle where you learn the tools to be able to master your state. It is a game changer. And then lastly, decision number 5, you have to make a consistent decision to say, I will do deep work. I will get below this surface stuff up here, and I will take a deep dive. I'll deal with my limiting beliefs. I'll deal with my vulnerabilities. I will deal with my, what's that word? What's the word? When you're out of sync with yourself, the internal contradictions, the incongruencies. That's the word I was going for. I will deal with the incongruencies on the inside of me, because if I don't deal with them out here, it doesn't matter what kind of success I get out there, it will be fleeting and unsustainable. These decisions are what we do in a mastermind environment every single week. Now, I'm not necessarily trying to recruit you into masterminds, although I've got masterminds, it's what I do. I am trying to convince you of the power of this kind of environment in your life. For me, the non-negotiables for me, I will always be in a mastermind and I will always have a coach. Third one would be, I will always put myself in environments, events, immersive experiences. Those 3 things have accelerated my growth more than any other 3 things as far as external decisions, right? Mastermind, coaching, and environments or events. And so I am definitely 100% trying to convince you that you need the right people around you. And by the way, people who pay attention. And so I would encourage you, don't look for the free option when it comes to a mastermind environment. Be ready to invest in you because you are worth it. You are worth it. And I'll tell you what, you put yourself in this kind of environment, you begin to make those decisions consistently. your life will never be the same. I was looking back at that journal 5 years ago, and these were the decisions, what I've just shared with you. It's not a made up theory. This framework is real. It's worked in my life. It's worked in so many other people's lives, and it's proven. It's not a mystery, okay? And so, but I was looking back, and literally my life 5 years later, just 5 years later, because of making these decisions, has never been the same. And that mastermind environment has been a massive, massive key in my life. I hope that you will do what it takes to find that kind of environment for yourself. If you want to learn more about what I do and the masterminds I lead, drop a comment and say, I want to know more. And we'll get in contact with you. But honestly, it's not necessarily the goal of this video. This goal of this video is for you to elevate the importance of getting that kind of community in your life, because it is going to propel you forward into your destiny. I'm curious, what'd you take away from this video? What of those 5 decisions do you need to make more? Which one of those 5 decisions that I just rattled off there, we'll put them on the screen right now, all right? Look at the 5 decisions on the screen right now. Which one of those do you need to do more consistently? Because again, you've made all those decisions. I know you have. You wouldn't be watching this video to the very end if you hadn't. But which one do you need to make more consistently? Because consistency over time is what brings that sustainable transformation. I hope this served you well. You should get off this video right now and go out there and give your greatness to the world, because somebody needs what's on the inside of you. Don't hold it back. Don't underestimate. Go out there and give your greatness to the world. I love you guys. Have an awesome day.